doing, and listen to me right now, because we are living through the most dangerous and pivotal 48 hours in the history of the American presidency. You saw the headline, and I am here to tell you that it is not clickbait. It is the terrifying reality that is unfolding inside the White House at this very moment. Donald Trump has broken down. The man who projected an image of invincible strength to the world has crumbled under the weight of a stunning betrayal by the very people he created. We are receiving confirmed reports from deep within the West Wing that the President of the United States is isolated, paranoid, and lashing out in a way that should concern every single citizen of this country. But the reason for his breakdown is what you really need to understand. The Republican Party machine that protected him, enabled him, and excused his crimes for a decade has turned on him. In a shocking 48-hour shift, the GOP leadership has decided that Donald Trump is no longer their king. He is their casualty. Let me be very clear about what is happening here. This is not a standard political disagreement. This is a palace coup. For years, we asked ourselves what it would take for the Republican establishment to finally say enough. We thought it might be the insurrection. We thought it might be the felony convictions. We thought it might be the sexual abuse liability. But it was none of those moral failings. It was something far more cynical. It was the realization that Donald Trump has become a loser. The disastrous fallout from Operation Metro Surge, combined with the public relations nightmare of the federal funding freeze, has convinced the donors and the Senate leadership that the president is sinking the ship. And like rats fleeing a vessel taking on water, they are scrambling over each other to escape before they drown with him. I want to take you inside the timeline of this collapse, because the speed at which it happened is breathtaking. Just 2 days ago, Donald Trump was screaming in a federal courtroom, challenging a judge who dared to present evidence of his illegal surveillance program. He thought he had the backing of his party. He thought the red wall would hold. But while he was melting down in public, a secret series of meetings was taking place in Washington, D.C. behind closed doors. Mitch McConnell, the governor of Virginia, and key mega-donors met without the president's knowledge. They looked at the polling data. They looked at the lawsuits filed by Attorney General Keith Ellison, and they made a cold, calculated decision. Donald Trump is done. Do not let anyone tell you this is about principle. Do not let J.D. Vance or any other Republican try to convince you that they have suddenly found their conscience. They did not care when innocent people were being targeted by Clearview AI. They did not care when the funding for our schools was threatened. They only started to care when the instability began to threaten their own power. They are turning on him now because they are afraid of you. They are afraid of the American voter who is waking up to the reality that this administration is a chaotic failure. They are trying to wash the stain of MAGA off their hands before the midterm elections. But I am here to tell you that we will not let them forget who built this monster. The reports of Donald Trump's reaction to this betrayal are truly disturbing. We are told that he has shut himself in the residence. We are told that he is screaming at his television screens, accusing his closest allies of treason. This is the behavior of a man who knows he is cornered. For his entire life, Donald Trump has operated on the principle that he can buy or bully his way out of any problem. But he cannot bully a Senate that has stopped answering his phone calls. He cannot buy a vice president who is going on national television to admit that the administration's policies are chaos. The walls are closing in, and for the first time in his life, he has nowhere left to run. You need to pay attention to this, because it is the most dangerous aspect of the entire situation. A narcissist who feels abandoned is a dangerous thing. A president with the nuclear codes who feels like the world is against him is an existential threat. The breakdown we are witnessing is not just a personal tragedy for Donald Trump. It is a national security crisis for the United States. Who is in charge right now? Is it the man who is reportedly throwing food at the walls of the White House dining room? Is it the vice president who is publicly undermining him? Our adversaries are watching this chaos. They see a fractured government. They see a leader who has lost the confidence of his own party. This makes us vulnerable, and it is entirely the fault of the Republican Party for placing an unstable man in the highest office in the land. I want you to think about the federal funding freeze that started this avalanche. This was supposed to be Trump's masterstroke. He thought he could bring Democratic states to their knees by cutting off their money. But he forgot that the economy is connected. He forgot that when you hurt New York and California, you hurt the stock portfolios of his own donors. The phone calls that triggered this 48-hour shift came from Wall Street. They came from the corporate titans who told the GOP leadership, "Stop him. He is costing us money." That is the only language these people speak. They did not turn on him because he hurt democracy. They turned on him because he hurt their bottom line. And that should tell you everything you need to know about the moral rot at the center of the Republican Party. But let us talk about J.D. Vance. You have to appreciate the Shakespearean level of betrayal we are watching. This is the man who Donald Trump handpicked. This is the man who was supposed to be the loyal soldier. And yet in the last 48 hours, J.D. Vance has effectively launched his own shadow campaign for the presidency. He is the one leaking the details of the chaos. He is the one positioning himself as the adult in the room. He is looking at Donald Trump not as a boss, but as a stepping stone. I need you to stop everything you are doing